We're trying to grow the channel, and we can't do it without your support. So we do appreciate every one of you. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them on the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Follow along. Hope you enjoy the video. I'm going to talk about this hoop house, advantages of hoop house, greenhouse, and how often you should water your plants during the winter months. Watering your plants during the winter months is just like any living organisms. They need water. Two methods that I use to check my plants in these pots is, one is scratching on this soil, and you can see it's already dried. Now, I watered this 2 days ago. All right, now I just surface water about 1.5 to 2 inches to go down. So I wet it pretty good. And another way that I can tell if my plants need water is these little surface weeds on my pots. These little guys right here, they're real delicate. They tend to wilt a little bit, as these guys here. And all these little weeds that I have here on the base will tell me if I need to water them as well. You look at that clover, the leaves are down. You look at these are hot, coming up. I wet this the other day, didn't get as wet back there. Inside this hoop house or greenhouse, it gets pretty hot. It was over 100 degrees today. I mean, it's cooling down in the evening already, 80 degrees. But there is some advantages to these hoop houses. One, during the winter months, they can save your plants. I mean, that's one thing I can say about this greenhouse hoop house. It saved my plants. It's a plus, guys. I mean, it's really, really a good thing to have. All right, that's watering your plants. Like I said, they're living organisms. They need water. You need to check them. In our area here in South Texas, we're a little drier. We're subtropical here. It gets hot. And then, so I do need to check these plants every 2-3 days. I'll water them down just a tad, just to keep them a little happy, a little vigorous, keeps them going. The other thing that I want to discuss is growing dragon fruit and having a productive plant all year long. These do slow down during the winter months. Not a whole bunch here, but they do. I want to show you this, guys. That's new growth. This is new growth. A bunch of new growth, little button there. Bunch of new growth here. Bunch of new growth. I mean, these things are growing, guys. It's the winter months and they haven't stopped growing. I haven't fertilized them. The soil that I'm using is a sandy loam that's been composted with our hay. I mean, it just been very, very, very productive. It's doing great. The benefits of these hoop houses is that you can grow year round. So I put these in this pot not too long ago. They're all cuttings from the original plants that Paul Thompson had developed. These came from those plants 20 some years ago. I put about 100 of these cuttings in there. I use Vermis Terra Vitality. Things made with worm castings. It works really well for rooting and keeping them going. All I did with the cocoa coir and the soil, that composted stuff that I use, I just put them in there and sprayed the solution. I made a solution with this vermistera, soaked the tips for about a few hours, 5, 6, 7 hours, and then I sprayed some in the water, and then I just stuck them in there and just threw them in there, guys, and then dumped a little bit of cocoa coir on top. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I can see that didn't make it. Everything else is growing buds. Everything has rooted. I just did it like that. Nothing special. And this is during the winter months. Look at that. Good product. I'll put a link to their website. I recommend it. It's working good. Just to show you the new growth there's fresh roots coming out of that, aerial roots. I do highly recommend you build one of these hoop houses. These are cattle panels, 16-foot cattle panels. This thing is 12-foot wide. Now you don't need to make it that wide. If you have weight-bearing snow in your area, you can make it a lot narrower and have a higher arch, more support for your weight bearing, and you can put a ridge beam right in the middle of it. But you can put 1, 2, 3 and have a decent little greenhouse. 4, you want to grow year round, protect your fruits, your plants during the winter months. This is the way to go. During the summer, you can remove the plastic, put a shade if you have a lot of sun that's bearing down on your plants. You know, you can get a 30, 40, 50% shade. I mean, these things are growing. They haven't stopped. So there's a benefit to doing that, and having that done is that you can start pruning and tipping your plants and get a head start by these hoop greenhouses. You want to grow year round? Get you build one of these little hoop houses. I've just noticed that it is really getting these plants going. I mean, they're thriving in here. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. Thank you all.